ungrateful riffraff, this scumbag of the earth, this local animal. Wahala. Yay!
Wait your board. I didn't reach here. Like, what can far? Wait it cost this. It's too much. Oh, yeah.
Ryan Little.
Hey Bethans, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Austin Betha. I'm so glad to have you guys here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, kindly click on the subscribe button before you leave. Also give this video a very big thumbs up right now or at the end if you enjoyed watching it. Okay guys, let me tell you, the episode 10 of the Real Housewives of Lagos was just a lot for me to take in. And you know, sadly I watched it while I was still at the salon, you know, so it wasn't something that I could react to almost immediately. I had a very crazy busy day yesterday and I was tired, so please forgive me. All right, anyways, now that I'm here, I just really want to talk to you guys about, you know, what I felt, you know, some of the things that I noticed. You know what, let's just start from the very beginning of the episode. Of course, from last episode, you know, they are stopped at the whole, you know, Caroline losing her bracelet and all of that, and you know, Iyabo asking, oh, who gave you the bracelet? Was it your ex-boyfriend or the current boyfriend? And in my mind I'm like, madam, it doesn't really matter, okay? Coco of the matter be say the bracelet lost. Like, do you even want her to openly say to us that, oh, now my ex-boyfriend give me, so that they knew Baba go here Amabi, so that they yeah, but that question don't really go well. And you know, that question didn't also sit well with Caroline, because it almost seemed like Iyabo was insinuating that Caroline would change men like water. You know, if I change this one today, I'll change this one tomorrow. And you know, for her that didn't really go well, because she tried to clear the notion that, you know, for her, if I'm with you, I'm with you. I'm not the type of person to be here, there, and you know, just all over the place. And of course, you guys remember that they were having this conversation at the table area, you know, when they got to their first apartment and all of that. Now, of course, you guys also remember that Toyin had told the ladies that, you know what, this is our first waiting area, you know, we're just going to chill here for a bit. You know, when our main apartment is ready, we will then move there. So at this point, yeah, it was time for them to move to their apartment because it was ready. And once they got there, yeah, some of the ladies did not particularly like it, especially Iyabo. Iyabo was like, this place looks like, you know, my grandmother's house or something. Like, the place looks ancient, okay? So I kind of agree with Iyabo. It wasn't all that. For me, I actually preferred the first place where they stayed, but then at the end of the day, you know, they all had to get their rooms. And for some reason, Toyin decided, you know what, I'm not going to go by the whole, oh, Miriam, you won the biggest room while we were in Lagos. You know, they did this game thing, and you know, Toyin had promised that whoever won that game, you know, would get the biggest room in Dubai, and Miriam won it. So obviously she was expecting to get her big room, but that wasn't the case, because you know, Toyin was like, you know what, pick numbers, whatever number you pick, that's your room. And Miriam's room was actually the smallest. You know, it wasn't nice at all. Miriam wasn't having it. She was like, no, you guys cannot do that. Toyin, you cannot do this. I won the game fair and square. Now, why are you now going by, you know, pick number, pick number? You should have given me my own room and then asked the other ladies to pick numbers. Like, she wasn't having it at all. She was really, really pissed. And for me, I felt like that was really unfair. But I mean, at the end of the day, Toyin had already done what she had to do. You know, everybody done pick room and all of that. But I like something about Miriam. The fact that she did not dwell on that. She kind of snapped out of it almost immediately. You know, she shouted, oh yes, she para and everything, but she snapped out of it. She was still having fun. Even went to the other people's room and was shouting, hey, I'm going to scatter your bed. You know, like, she just turned everything to jokes and all of that. And for me, that was really nice, because you know, some people, they go carry on for mind. They will carry on for mind till they go back Nigeria. And this trip was obviously supposed to be about 7 days. So imagine carrying that type of thing in your mind for 7 days. Now you say your mind there, you go to cook, you go to boil, you're not gonna know what they do for there. Even when people are laughing, you're just going to be there, you know. So yeah, I kind of applaud Miriam for the way she handled that particular situation. Okay, now it was time for them to come downstairs for dinner. I mean, they were all tired from the long trip and all of that, so Toyin obviously knew that, you know, these ladies were exhausted, but then at the same time, it was important for them to have dinner. And you know, Toyin was such a very good host, because you know, in their rooms they all had their bags and all of that, and they still had extra bags that, you know, Toyin had packed for them, you know, with kimonos and just stuff for them to wear and look good and all of that. Yeah, so the ladies came downstairs one after the other, but the person that took the most time was Laura. Laura was really trying to settle in. She was trying to do her adverts. Some people had paid for adverts and all of that. So she was trying to get all of that out of the way, talking to her family, her kids, and all of that. Yeah. So when she eventually came downstairs, it was like, okay, let's eat. From nowhere, Laura is like, you know what, before we even do that, I need to say something. And whilst at the beginning I felt like this was not the place for that type of conversation, at the end of the day I just told myself, you know what, better just allow her, let her express herself. Because I mean, if she's feeling a certain way, it's only normal for her to want to express it, seeing that Laura enjoys attention. Okay, so yeah, she wanted the attention of other ladies, and she was like, you know what, I want to say something. I've been feeling very neglected, I've been feeling very ignored throughout this trip. I'm really trying my best to feel among, to join you guys and have fun, but I'm just feeling like you guys are just putting me one side and all, and she doesn't like it. We have our issues, we fought, blah blah blah, but at the same time we can just let all of that go and just have fun. Now while she was talking, she was like, Caroline, I'm also talking to you, this is how I'm feeling, this. And before she go even talk Jack, Caroline just stood up. I want to go and pee, and she walked away. For me, I found that very disrespectful. I thought that was very rude. I mean, even if you did not want to listen to her, you could have as well just sat down there and not said anything. I mean, Caroline, you're good at that. I mean, you can sit in a place and not say a word to somebody. So why did you think it was okay to then stand up and walk away saying you wanted to go and pee? And even in her confessionals, she mentioned that she didn't go there to pee, so she went there to play. She's tired, she did not want to have that conversation, blah 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 blah. Anyways, as soon as she even left, Laura continued what she was saying, tried to explain that even when they were on the flight, there was something Caroline did that just made her feel uncomfortable. That I don't know if Laura said she was trying to walk past or she was trying to do something on her phone, and then Caroline was like, those type of busybody type of things. She did that, and she even tapped Chioma, and it was like, Chioma, and Chioma was quick to say, oh, how did you know she was doing that? Because of you, blah blah blah. But I love the fact that Toyin quickly said something. Toyin was like, no, Chioma, remember the day we went for the sip and paint thing? I mentioned to you that Caroline did something like that. You and Caroline did something like that. So it's actually not strange that Laura was complaining about that. Chioma did not particularly not have anything to say, seeing that Toyin had also confirmed that Caroline did something like that. And that's something Caroline can do, let's be honest, okay? If she doesn't like you, she wants to rub it in your face that, she doesn't like you and all of that. So at some point, yeah, it almost seemed like Chioma and Laura were going to have a very serious back and forth, because Chioma is like, you know what, Laura, you like attention, you want everything to be about you, even at the party, at the cultural party in Nigeria, as soon as you left, everywhere became a bit more more fun. It felt like your energy was bad, it felt like this. And Laura is like, okay, I wasn't talking to you guys, doesn't mean I did not have fun. I had fun, so why are you saying that my energy was bad? And Chioma was there trying to say, oh no, there's something about energy, negative energy, positive energy, blah blah blah.
I appreciate that. So we don't necessarily have like issues like that.
No, we don't.
Directly.
No, we
However,
don't.
Laura, your energy is negative. Your energy is so bad. Do you understand? I know that I've tried on a few occasions to like lighten up the situation. Example, karaoke, I'll take the mic to you. I'll be like, are you okay? Just little things here and there, just to like make ease of the situation, because we're all adults. It's not about if I love you or not. However, this your moodiness, this your bad energy. Even at Toyin's cultural event, Laura, I wouldn't lie. As soon as you left,
I
you
had fun.
When you left, we had fun. As soon as you
when I
walked
was
out,
there,
it was
did you not have
amazing.
fun? When I was there,
Not
did
as
you
much
not have
as
fun?
after you left.
But why was it my fault?
Because
though,
your
that you didn't have-
energy is so negative.
Now, whilst I could see some of the sense in what Chioma was saying, I felt like it was too much. You guys already knew that the energy was not balanced, okay? Because Laura already was feeling like they didn't want her there and all of that. And again, I need to also point out that Laura was actually annoying me, this episode, to some extent. I felt like, madam, not everything is a gang up, okay? Any small thing, I feel like they ganged up against me. I feel like they did this against me. I feel like they sat down talk about it. Like, it's okay for you to feel that way, but then, like I always say, if you cannot take the heat, leave the kitchen. If you know say what they do, they pepper you for body, just ignore or like don't come, because you keep feeling bad and you keep thinking, oh, these people are against me, the entire world does not support me, blah 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 blah. Like, it was too much, okay? I can understand Laura. I can actually understand the type of person Laura is, because like I told people in few episodes back that I know somebody like that. You know, they always just want to be sure that their space in your life is secure. They don't ever want to feel threatened by someone else. And you know, the bulk of what, you know, Laura was trying to explain to us was that she felt like Toyin wasn't paying her the much attention that she needed. I mean, at the end of the day, Toyin is her friend, and it's almost like even Toyin said they avoid them. You know, so she was feeling really bad, you know, just saying, okay, you know what, guys, I'm sorry, you know, let's just forget about everything that has happened, let's just have fun. You know, I want to be a part of the group again. I don't want to keep feeling detached. I'm sorry. You know, she apologized to Miriam, she apologized. I mean, she just kept on apologizing, even though Chioma did not see the apology as real. Iyabo did not also see the apology as real, because at some point again they were talking, you know, Iyabo and Chioma, and they talked about it, and Iyabo was like, no, even if I don't believe the apology, I'm going to accept it. And you know, when she comes to her drama again, I'm just going to put her in her space. So the truth is, it's not only Laura that talks about Chioma, okay? Chioma also talks about Laura. So it's almost as if both of them live rent-free in each other's head. As much as Chioma thinks that Laura likes attention, Laura also thinks that Chioma likes attention. And they're always just going against each other at their confessional. So it's the same thing, okay? The only difference is this one is doing it with more class and, you know, trying to act like, yeah, it's not really getting to her, while the other one, being Laura, is doing it with a lot of emotions, a lot of, you know, I don't know what it is with Chioma, you know. So both of them are doing the same thing, only that they're doing it differently. Anyways, after the plenty talk, Caroline finally came back to the dining area, and I'm like, madam, why did you come back? You know, if I just people stay there now, if I just stay there, you know, since you want to go and pee, now pee till the end of the dinner, no come outside again, you know. But anyways, they moved away from that, and it was time for them to go for the desert safari. Because while they were at the table, you know, Caroline had said, oh, you know what, for your birthday, Toyin, I'm going to take us here, we're going to have fun, you know, bills on me, you know. This one said, okay, I'll do this one said, okay, I'll take us here. And then Laura also went on to mention that she would take them to the desert safari, she would pay for it and all of that. So now in the next scene, it was time for them to go for the desert safari, and they got there late, okay? When they got there, they couldn't do most of the things they wanted to do, you know, but they ended up doing the whole, you know, car ride in the desert, you know, where those drivers are just driving like people that their skull is shaking, you know. So they were all in the car like, hey, hey, you know, shouting. Miriam did the most. Miriam cracked me up so much. I was like, hey, Iyabo, my mother, hey, hey, you know. It was just really funny. I know that myself, I go shout, okay. I'm gonna shout, okay. So it was okay for Miriam to just do all of that, because I was just seeing myself in her. I go shout because me, I don't like anything. Boo, 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 boo. But Chioma was having the best time of her life. I mean, she had already told us that, you know, anything that has to do with, you know, adrenaline, you know, a lot of energy, count her in. And she lived up to it, guys. She was really excited. She was really having fun. I mean, even when they were headed to the safari desert in the first place, you know, Chioma was really doing the most. They were having fun. She was dancing. You know, they were having so much fun in the van. Even though Laura was just one side, although vibing and all of that, but just by herself. You know, they were not really carrying Laura along, and it can be very painful. You can see it can be painful, you know, because you can't be like saying now only you different. But then at the end of the day, it is what it is, okay. They also went on a camel ride, and then ultimately ended their night at the belly dancer spot and all of that. You know, the belly dancers were dancing. Chioma was really trying to whine her. I don't know, not be Nash, they say shake, oh, because Chioma did the shake Nash. Remember, they say belly dancer. You know, all those ballerina, even myself, I don't go feed. But you know, Chioma was just really having fun. Let me tell you guys here, as much as all the ladies had fun, but Chioma particularly had the best time, you know, of her stay there. You know, it was really interesting to see Chioma in her element, like, yeah, give them, you know, not the whole, you know, inside shirt, so you say, you know, go feel breathe. You know, she was just really having fun, and yeah, that was really, really nice to see. And then guys, it got to the point where Miriam gave Toyin the best gift ever. You know, while they were there watching the belly dancers, watching the guy that was playing with fire and all of that, Miriam said, you know what, Toyin, I have a birthday gift for you. It's in the car. Let me go and get it. Now, the gift where she go bring from car. Now, Toyin husband, okay. I mean, she had planned for the guy to come to Dubai to surprise Toyin, and it was such a beautiful surprise. It was such a pleasant surprise. Toyin was really, in fact, Toyin never even know that it was her husband again. She even they feel saying that one of the people went on they do performance for there. She was like, hey, I don't forget say my husband now boju boju. What that meant was that she had forgotten that her husband is usually on mask. So she was so excited, you know, she was really excited. Now of course she had to just leave the girls and focus on her man. And this was the same time, you know, Iyabo and Chioma had that conversation about Laura. It was actually Chioma that called Iyabo to the side to have that conversation, which is why I said that it's not only Laura that's always thinking that, oh, you know, Chioma is after her or Chioma is this. I mean, Chioma also talks about Laura. So if we're going to be pointing fingers, like I said, let's point at these two ladies. You know, they had that conversation, and at the end of the day, Toyi's like, you know what, where my husband is staying in this Dubai is quite far from this our apartment, okay? So we need to go back to that first apartment where we waited and all of that, because it's closer. And you know, when they got there, Toyin was like, you know what, at this point I feel like Miriam deserves to get her big room. So if not for anything, that surprise alone, if not for anything, that surprise alone, you know, was everything to Toyin. And yeah, you know, Miriam got the biggest room. Miriam was like, yes bitches, yes, in your faces. Chioma was like, yeah, I'm jealous, so yeah, I'm jealous, but it's fine. You know, while Laura too was like, I'm jealous. And her own reason for being jealous was the fact that, you know, she felt like Toyin was giving Miriam all the attention. I mean, you're my friend, give me attention too. I say, hey, voila, see all these attention seeking people, that voila, they too much. She's like, no, I feel like I'm losing my friend to, you know, the other ladies. You know, Toyin needs to also give me some attention, because at the end of the day, I'm here because of her. You know, she also felt bad that it wasn't her that surprised Toyin with, you know, her husband's presence and all of that, because she felt like, you know, I'm Toyin's friend, I should have been the one doing this, I should have been the one, you know, to think about this and all of that. But sadly, now Miriam think so let Miriam enjoy, okay? Anyways, moving on from that, yeah, the ladies settled in their rooms and all of that. And at some point, Toyin now walked into Laura's room, because I mean, it was high time they had a conversation, you know. So Toyin walked in and she's like, are you okay? Like, are you fine? Do you like your room? Blah blah. And then that was where Laura just felt like, you know what, I can't take all of this anymore, you know, I just need to bear it all out.
The only reason I'm on this trip is because of you. I will not come on this trip. I left my kids in Nigeria.
I left my kids.
I understand, but it's your birthday. It's your birthday. I am here because of you, and I'm here because I love you. But I just feel like
you hurt my feelings.
When you talk to me, I'd rather the thing is, I'd rather you talk to me than ignore me and be with the other girls.
See, the truth is, I don't want you snapping at me.
Why?
I don't need
I'm your
to.
friend.
If you are my friend, then you won't do what you did on that table to me. I didn't like it. That's putting me down.
Laura was like, yeah, but you should have just told me that, you know, this is how you were feeling so that we can talk about it. You know, I cannot just be here by myself. You know, it's bad enough that these ladies are doing this. She even gave an instance, you know, when they were trying to enter the SUV, Caroline was like, you know what, Miriam, you're joining me in the SUV. This one, you're joining me in the SUV. Yeah, but you're joining me in the SUV. And they left only her to enter the bus. Like, you get a CB, okay? Yes, we can say that Laura is doing too much, but at the same time, I feel like the ladies too were doing too much. I know everybody, they avoid trouble, but I mean, there's still a way you guys can just do things collectively as adults without necessarily being friends, you know. And Toyin's like, oh, I didn't know that happened. I mean, if I was there, that never would have happened. You know, I'm sorry, blah 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 blah. In fact, it got so emotional that, you know, Laura started crying. You know, that part for me, I'm not going to lie, it put me in my feelings. She really started crying. Like, it was too much for her. And you know, Toyin was like, Laura, don't do this. Me too, I've cried on this trip. You know, they just settled in the most sweetest way ever.
I know you're here because of me. So if you apologize to me, you have to apologize to me. You don't have to apologize. You have to apologize to your friend. You have to apologize to me. So when you apologize to me, I will show you the love that you want. That you are missing. Just agree that you are missing me. You have to agree. I do.
It was really sweet, guys. It was really sweet. Sometimes this kind of people, you know, people like Laura, all they need is a little more affection. See, there are people like that. Let's not even say, oh, because it's Laura, only Laura did like that. Not only Laura did like that. There are people like that, guys. There are people that are even worse, that, you know, they don't want to share you with anybody else. And I know people can, you know, misinterpret it as, you know, that's you being I don't know. I'm sure there's a word people will use to describe this type of people. But sometimes all they genuinely need from you is your attention. Just constantly remind them that, you know what, you're my friend. I'm here for you. You know, I've got your back. People like that, they are big babies, okay? They can be annoying, but they can also be the sweetest if you get to understand them, okay? But yeah, that was basically what happened on the episode, outside of the fact that they now showed us, you know, what to expect in episode 11. The goes between Chioma and Caroline. Like, guys, what happened?
This fucking idiot.
No problem, Chioma. You're the queen of Sheba, queen of Zamunda. You are the reason why. Now can I ring?
Yes, Caroline, this ungrateful riffraff, this scumbag of the earth, this local animal.
Wahala.
Yay, Lobaton.
Even if they wanted to insult themselves, I didn't think it should have gotten to that. I don't know what it is that, you know, happened between them. Obviously, we're going to find out in episode 11, but the heat was a lot, okay? It was a lot, and I really cannot wait to find out what happened. All right, anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Did you see the episode? What did you think about the whole basketballs between Chioma and Caroline, besties? You know, what did you guys think about that? Also, let me know what you think about Laura, her apology. Do you think she was only apologizing because they were on a trip and she just didn't want to be there by herself, you know, like Chioma had insinuated? You know, just let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I apologize for bringing this video late. Like I said, I had other things to do as well, and I hope that you guys kind of understand that. Like, I just really hope that you guys understand that, okay? I love you guys so much, and yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. All right, thank you. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.